Today, we're setting our sights on Rise Together. Today, you can find them online at risetogethertoday.com and really exploring the ideas behind their whole approach to well-being.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a really interesting one.
Mhm.
At the heart of Rise Together today, you've got Dee Eastman and Sean Foy. And together, they bring, well, an impressive 4 decades of experience in wellness and fitness.
Absolutely. And I think many listeners might actually recognize those names. They were significantly involved in the Daniel Plan, weren't they?
They were, yeah. That was a huge global health and wellness program. Reached over 1 million people, I believe.
Right. And they even co-authored that bestseller, The Daniel Plan, 40 Days to a Healthier Life. #1 New York Times bestseller. So yeah, their background is pretty substantial.
It really is. That deep experience clearly informs the mission we're going to try and unpack today. We want to understand, what really drives Rise Together today. Their commitment to this idea of holistic well-being. So looking at the physical, the mental, and the spiritual aspects of health and how they try to foster that.
Through their coaching and resources and community, right?
Exactly. Through the coaching, the resources they provide, and really tapping into the power of bringing people together in community.
So our aim with this deep dive is really to get to the core of what Rise Together Today offers and hopefully, provide you listening with some insights that might support and, well, empower your own journey towards feeling your best.
That's good.
Okay, so let's start by looking at their fundamental approach. What's their kind of main vision?
Well, their vision is actually really direct and, I think, quite powerful. It's simply make wellness simple for all.
Simple. I like that. Because wellness advice can feel so overwhelming sometimes.
Right. It really can. So that simplicity is appealing. And they champion this holistic perspective, recognizing how interconnected everything is, our body, mind, spirit, and importantly, our relationships too.
That makes so much sense. You can't just isolate one piece, can you?
Exactly right. And their core belief, it really rests on this idea that small daily choices yield big and long-lasting results.
Okay.
So it's about those consistent, manageable actions, the things you can actually do every day that over time lead to significant transformation. It's not about trying to make huge, unsustainable changes all at once.
That feels much more, I don't know, encouraging and realistic, maybe.
I think so too.
So tell me more about the practical ways they encourage these daily choices then.
Okay, so they've developed this specific practice. It's called the Proven 7-Minute RISE method.
7 minutes. Rise.
Yeah, RISE, R-I-S-E. It's designed as this quick but comprehensive daily routine. It's got 4 key elements: renew spirit, ignite mind, share heart, and energize body.
Ah, so RISE is an acronym for those 4 things.
Exactly. The idea is to just touch on each of these vital areas, but only for about 7 minutes each day in total.
7 minutes. Wow, that really does sound like something that could fit into almost anyone's schedule, doesn't it?
It does. That's the goal, I think. Make it accessible.
And they have expert guidance built into this as well. It's not just the method itself.
Oh, absolutely. The co-founders, Dee Eastman and Sean Foy, they're central to the guidance, of course, but they also collaborate with other experts like nutritionist chef Jenny Ross. So it's a team approach, bringing a lot of knowledge together.
And it's important to remember that background with the Daniel Plan we mentioned. They're really building on, what, a decade of learning and impact from that experience.
Absolutely. They're not starting from scratch. And a primary goal of Rise Together today, drawing on all those insights, is to help people address and potentially even reverse chronic health issues.
Through lifestyle changes, presumably.
Through sustainable lifestyle shifts, yeah. And they're also really committed to building resilience, that inner strength that helps us navigate challenges and, well, thrive, not just survive.
So it's about more than just feeling good right now. It's fostering that long-term health and the ability to kind of weather life's storms.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, let's delve into their coaching programs then. It sounds like that's a pretty core component of what they offer.
It is, yeah. Dee and Sean, they've developed these virtual live coaching programs, and the reports suggest they've made a really significant impact over 1,000 participants so far.
Wow.
And what's particularly striking, I think, is that while, sure, many people join maybe looking for weight loss, the participants talk about this much broader range of benefits.
Like what?
Things like increased energy levels, better focus, improved mood, and apparently, in some cases, even a reduced need for certain medications.
Okay, that really underlines that holistic impact we were talking about earlier. It's not just one thing.
Exactly.
So what exactly do these signature programs involve? You mentioned a couple of names.
Yeah, their main ones seem to be the 21-day Stronger, Leaner View and the 30-day Rise Reset. Both are designed to be pretty comprehensive. Well, they start you off with a getting started guide.
Hmm.
This helps participants get the right mindset, understand the program's sort of philosophies on fitness and food.
Hmm.
It even gives guidance on, like, doing a pantry makeover.
Pantry makeover.
Yeah.
That's a really tangible first step towards change, isn't it?
It really is. Clearing out the old, making space for the new. They also provide detailed recipe guides. These are packed with ideas for creating a way of eating that's sustainable, but also enjoyable, not deprivation.
Sustainable and enjoyable keywords.
Totally. And these guides have recipes from their team, the chefs and health experts, and they're tailored specifically for either the 21-day or the 30-day program.
So they're not just telling you what to do, they're giving you the actual tools, the recipes to make it happen. Practical stuff.
Exactly right. Then there's the Daily Rise Journal. This actively uses that 7-minute RISE method we talked about: renew, ignite, share, energize. It's available as a download, clearly outlining that framework.
Yeah.
And interestingly, the journal apparently draws inspiration from both faith-based practices and findings from positive psychology research.
That's an interesting blend.
It is. They also offer it as a physical hardcover journal, if people prefer that. And there's even a 14-day free version for people to just try out.
A free trial, essentially. That sounds like a really effective way to get people started on cultivating those daily habits. What about the fitness side of things?
Right, fitness. That's where there are burst fitness workouts and something called micro moves come in.
Burst fitness, micro moves.
Yeah, these are exercises described as scientifically designed. They're metabolic. They help with toning. And importantly, they're also created to actually boost your mood.
Ah, the mood connection again.
Yeah. And the beauty of this approach really is that they're designed to be done in just minutes each day, making fitness feel much less, overwhelming or time-consuming.
Like you don't need an hour at the gym.
Precisely. Participants get weekly video workouts and these daily moves of the day. And all this is developed by Sean Foy. He's actually the creator of something called the Burst Workout. He's known as America's fast fitness expert.
Movements in minutes, I saw that phrase. It really emphasizes how achievable fitness in can be.
It does. And to keep people supported and learning, they also offer daily tips and strategies videos. These feature encouragement, practical advice from the founders, Dee and Sean, and also Chef Jenny Ross.
It sounds like they're providing guidance and motivation at pretty much every turn.
They seem to be, yeah. And crucially, the programs also include live weekly coaching calls. This is where participants can get direct support, ask questions, build skills with Dee, Sean, and Jenny directly.
Real-time interaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the private online community group.
Ah, yes, the community piece. That seems vital.
Absolutely. It's designed as this space for daily support, sharing experiences, the good and the bad, offering encouragement, and really fostering that sense of, belonging and being on a shared journey.
We're all in this together kind of feeling.
That's the idea. They even structure the programs with weekly thematic structures, focusing on important topics like, say, the power of habit or the significance of community itself. And each week includes a specific weekly mindset focus with resources on things like cultivating happiness habits or improving sleep hygiene.
Wow, it's a truly comprehensive and integrated approach. It really seems to address all those fundamental pillars of well-being we talked about.
It really does seem that way. They also offer these interactive multi-day challenges, usually 7 to 21 days long. These are specifically designed to help people put new habits into practice in a very focused way.
What a little boost to get things going.
Exactly. And for those who want longer-term support, they have a monthly coaching group that provides additional resources like weekly RISE meal plans, for example.
So it looks like whether someone is looking for a kind of jump start or more ongoing guidance, they have different levels of engagement available.
Seems that way, yes.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier they offer some free resources. What can people access if they're not quite ready to commit to a paid program?
Oh, yeah, they do. They have a free membership option that unlocks a range of pretty valuable resources. A key thing here is their Wellness Renewal Guide.
Okay, the Wellness Renewal Guide. What kind of information and tools are in that?
It's actually quite substantial for a free resource. It includes a 3-day nutrition reset, just to help people maybe begin making healthier food choices. It's got their Burst Metabolic Workout program to introduce their fitness philosophy, and valuable mindset materials.
Covering things like happiness and sleep.
Exactly, covering those key areas like the 5 habits of happiness and strategies for better sleep hygiene. They also throw in a gratitude journal to encourage that positive reflection and ideas for incorporating daily burst workouts.
That's a really generous collection of resources just for signing up for free membership.
It really is. They also offer that complimentary 14-day Rise journal we mentioned, so people can actually experience the benefits of their daily method firsthand, risk-free.
Makes sense.
And even if you just subscribe to their updates, sign up for their email list, you'll get regular weekly wellness content delivered straight to your inbox.
It sounds like a fantastic way for people to sort of get a feel for the Rise Together Today approach without any initial commitment needed.
I agree. It lowers the barrier to entry.
Now, let's delve a bit deeper into something you highlighted earlier, the power of community. Why is that such a, well, central part of their whole philosophy?
Yeah, the source materials really emphasize the critical role of their private online community. It's described as this vital space for daily support and for connecting with others who are on a similar path. They use the phrase, "We are definitely so much better together."
Better together. That sense of shared experience of not feeling like you're the only one struggling or celebrating, that can be incredibly motivating, can't it?
Absolutely. The idea is that community fosters accountability. You feel responsible not just to yourself, but maybe to the group. It provides a safe space to share successes and setbacks. And it's seen as just essential for creating change that actually lasts.
Right, lasting change, not just a temporary fix.
Exactly. And interestingly, the sources actually point to research showing that strong social support networks can lead to tangible benefits like increased optimism and even a reduction in anxiety.
Wow. So there's science backing up the benefits of that kind of supportive network, too.
Seems so, yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the foundation of their methods. Is it all just based on Dee and Sean's extensive experience, or is there a broader scientific basis kind of underpinning their programs?
No, there's a clear emphasis on being grounded in evidence-based principles. Firstly, they consistently refer back to their foundation in the Daniel Plan. Remember, that involved collaboration with numerous world-renowned physicians.
Right, so it has that grounding in established medical and wellness expertise from the start.
Exactly. Secondly, they highlight the evidence-based nature of their core method, the 7-minute RISE method. They specifically state that it draws from well-established positive psychology research and also timeless wisdom practices.
Positive psychology, like the science of happiness and well-being.
Precisely. In fact, both Dee Eastman and Sean Foy have apparently presented on how their methodology integrates findings from positive psychology, strength-based coaching techniques, and mindfulness strategies.
So it's reassuring to know that their core methods are informed by actual research, not just anecdotes.
Right. And what about the nutritional and fitness parts? Are they science-backed too?
Good question. Their nutritional philosophy, which is all about eating real whole foods, is also presented as being rooted in scientific understanding. They reference studies showing how diets rich in whole foods, plant-based elements, healthy fats, how these can positively impact our genes, even potentially help address chronic diseases.
Impact your genes. That's powerful.
It is. And in fitness, their Burst Fitness workouts are described as scientifically designed by Sean Foy, who, as we said, is recognized as an expert in that kind of high-intensity, short-duration exercise. So the science is there, too.
Okay, so both the way they approach nutrition and fitness seems to have a solid scientific rationale behind it.
It seems so. And as we touched on, they integrate mindset strategies informed by positive psychology research. And finally, they also acknowledge the, well-documented effectiveness of group models for facilitating lifestyle change, which, again, supports their big emphasis on the community aspect.
Right, the group power.
It sounds like a really well-considered approach overall. It blends their, decades of practical experience with a pretty solid understanding of scientific principles.
Agreed.
So let's explore how their programs specifically address some of the common challenges people face when they're trying to improve their well-being. Like, what specific needs do they target?
Okay, the sources outline several key areas. They definitely aim to help participants establish healthier habits around eating, exercise, and sleep. Those absolute foundational elements of a healthy lifestyle.
The big three.
The big three, yeah. Their real food philosophy, it goes beyond just diet. It emphasizes food as both medicine and fuel, how it can impact us at a cellular level, potentially influencing genes, reducing inflammation, supporting weight management in a sustainable way, and just promoting overall well-being.
That really reframes how we think about food, doesn't it? Moving beyond just calories to its deeper biological impact.
Exactly. And for exercise, that movements in minutes approach with Burst Fitness, it makes regular physical activity seem much more accessible, even if you have very limited time.
Which so many people do.
Right. They also dedicate specific attention to achieving better sleep through their program content and mindset strategies, because they recognize just how crucial good sleep is for overall health.
Quality sleep is so often the missing piece in the wellness puzzle, isn't it?
It really is. They also directly address that frustrating cycle of ditching yo-yo dieting. The focus is always on creating sustainable lifestyle changes, not those restrictive, temporary diets that inevitably fail.
Yeah, breaking that cycle is huge for a lot of people.
Definitely. And the holistic approach, with its strong emphasis on mindset, is designed to directly contribute to individuals becoming more focused mentally.
Ah, that mental clarity benefit. That's something many people are actively looking for these days.
I think so too. The programs also aim to help with reducing inflammation through the nutritional guidance and lifestyle shifts, and also assist participants in curbing cravings by shifting eating patterns towards more whole, satisfying foods that don't trigger those intense urges as much.
Makes sense. Fill up on the good stuff.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Ultimately, RISE is designed to help people in overcoming obstacles, generally, by providing this comprehensive and supportive pathway. And it's all built on that core principle we keep coming back to. Small daily choices, big results.
It really does all circle back to that idea of sustainable progress through manageable daily steps. It feels very consistent.
Exactly. They emphasize what they call a 360 approach to holistic well-being, always considering the interconnectedness of body, mind, and spirit,
A whole person.
the whole person.
Yeah.
And their blog content even delves into things like the importance of cultivating daily joy and well-being through activities like, play, nurturing relationships, practicing gratitude, things beyond just diet and exercise.
It's a really encompassing vision of what it actually means to live well, isn't it?
It really seems to be.
Now, let's just briefly touch on the individuals behind this again. The founders, Dee Eastman and Sean Foy. What's their sort of personal connection to this work? Is it just a job for them?
Well, Dee Eastman's personal journey seems particularly compelling. The materials mention she experienced her own significant health challenges and transformations earlier in life. And these experiences apparently deeply shaped her perspective and ultimately led her to get involved in creating Rise Together today. So her personal understanding, you could say, adds this powerful layer of empathy and authenticity to their programs.
Yeah, lived experience, that can create such a profound connection and understanding with the people they're trying to help. It's not just theoretical.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And beyond their dedication to Rise, it's worth noting that Dee and Sean are also actively involved in several philanthropic efforts.
Oh, really? Like what?
They apparently support organizations that assist mothers of children with Down syndrome, initiatives for young adults with special needs, and also the Paralympic surfing community,
Wow.
which really highlights their core values, I think, and kind of embodies that share your heart principle that's actually part of their 7-minute RISE method.
That's inspiring to see those values put into action, extending beyond just their direct business work. It really brings that share heart idea to life.
It does.
So as we bring this deep dive towards a close, what would you say are the main sort of key takeaways about Rise Together today, if you had to sum it up?
I think the central message is that Rise Together today offers a really comprehensive but also very supportive pathway towards achieving holistic well-being. They emphasize simple, science-backed strategies.
Simple but effective, it sounds like.
Right. They provide expert guidance through their coaching, offer a wealth of genuinely valuable resources, even free ones, and crucially, they cultivate this strong and encouraging community.
And it's all grounded in this really empowering idea, isn't it? That lasting, meaningful change is absolutely possible. It doesn't require massive upheaval, just those small, consistent choices we make each day.
Exactly that. Small choices, big results. So, as you're reflecting on our conversation today, perhaps just consider, what's one small step you can maybe take today? Just one thing to nurture your own well-being.
That's a wonderful point to ponder, a great question to leave our listeners with. And if you are interested in exploring more about Rise Together today, based on what we've discussed, well, a fantastic place to start is probably by checking out those free resources we mentioned. Just head over to risetogethertoday.tom.com.
Definitely a good starting point. Ultimately, I think this deep dive really underscores the incredible potential for positive transformation that resides within each of us, and how organizations like Rise Together Today, with their well-structured principles and that supportive community, can be really valuable partners on that journey.
A great final thought. Thanks again for taking this deep dive with us today. We look forward to our next exploration together.